And welcome to class. And looks like I have to reset my video. Bear with me here real quick. And yes, we are back in business. Sorry about that little technical issue just with my camera. But yes, today, Fusion class. Ellen, welcome. I saw you say hi in the chat. Fusion is going to be a yoga and a little bit of a, today, more, yeah, it looks like everyone else is outside. We'll probably get some more people coming in. But yoga and strength. Today, the strength component more so body-weighted exercises that are a little more oriented to high-intensity interval training or HIIT exercises. So I think it'll be a great little flow. Feel free, if need to, reduce the exercise to no jumping or something that is comfortable for you that is still within the movement. But I think just with the body-oriented aspect, we'll have a great mix of exercises and exercises that are great for all abilities. So make sure you have yoga mat. That is all you'll need for equipment today in this Fusion class. It'll be a full 45 minutes, so let's get started into our warm-up. A little more yoga oriented here. So come to your mat. We're gonna start with some forward folds here. So that nice tall standing position. We're gonna reach those arms up, and as we swing those arms out to the side, that forward fold, sweeping the floor, and standing back up. And two more. And last one, back up, and we're gonna come back down. Forward fold and stay in that fold. As you hang here, we'll twist from side to side over top of that hip bone. And when you're ready, recenter yourself. Let's just hold that hang one last time. And then we'll push through the heels and restack the vertebrae one last time back to our standing position, right into our shoulder circles. And then take those shoulders the opposite direction. And as you do this last shoulder circle, go ahead and step out into that nice wide stance, preparing for our next warm-up exercise. So pause the shoulders, keep the toes pointed straight ahead, and we're gonna fold over the hips. So starting out with that big arm reach, and fold in half, reaching down in between the legs. And we'll hold here for a few seconds. And then walk the hands to the right, to your right foot, and hold. And walk the hands all the way to the left, and hold again. And return the hands back to center. And we're gonna push through the heels, through the ground, stand back up, staying in this wide stance. Now a little shift of the weight. We shift ourselves, squatting on one leg, still achieving that good stretch through that straight and extended leg. We just go back and forth, making sure that we push back through the ground, standing all the way back up nice and tall. Keeping the chest and shoulders up. Welcome, Diane. How are you? And let's do two more to each side. Here's the first one. And the other side. Perfect. Go ahead and step together. Come to the end of your mat. Little swan dive now with an inchworm into cobra. So Feet underneath the hips. We'll start with that arm reach and swan dive down, placing the hands on the floor. Walk the hands to plank. Lower yourself down to the floor, and then press through the floor as you lift the chest and shoulders up off the ground. Then return, push up back to plank, walk the hands back to the feet, and stand up with that nice arm swing. And we'll continue this for about maybe 4 to 6. And we'll do 2 more here. Last 2. And last one. And join me back in that standing position with those hips, feet underneath the hips. We're gonna move into our chair reach. This one, that hip hinge. All right, just like we would do with a stiff-legged deadlift, but we're gonna add in those arms, reaching forward and in line with our body. So keep the legs stiff. We reach forward, squeeze the glutes, and stand back up to that tall, vertical standing position. In our actual workout today, we'll have a version of this chair reach, but it'll be slightly different, where we do more of a squat versus the hinge, the hip hinge. So 2 more here. Last one, and stand up nice and tall, and some arm circles. Whichever way you'd like to begin, I'm going forward nice and big. We'll go in both directions. We have 2 more exercises to conclude our warm-up. So take those arm swings the opposite way, and start to get those feet about shoulder width apart for some squats. So relax the arms. We're gonna add a squat with some lateral flexion. So we'll do our full squat, and as we stand up, we take one arm to, up and over the head, across the midline of the body, and add that nice side bend. So as we finish up, a few more repetitions. Today's fusion, we'll follow along with the timer. I'll get that back up on the screen here shortly. Every exercise will be 30 seconds in length. We'll have about a 20-second rest or transition in between each of those exercises. If you'd like to, and you understand or know the movement that I'm describing, go ahead, begin into it right away a little bit earlier if you'd like. Also, within these 30 seconds, feel free to go at your own pace. If you'd like to go a little bit faster or maybe a little bit slower, go ahead and do so. Every exercise has like a right side duration, 30 seconds, and then a left side. There is a couple that we will be doing alternating. So just wanted to give you that as some framework for today's fusion class. Feel free to go at your own pace. Maybe slow, a little more methodical, or a little bit quicker if you'd like. So let me get the timer back on our screen. I'm having some troubles with this. We're not going to worry about the timer. I have the timer on my end, so be just looking out or listening for the beep as that indication to pause and change the exercises. So first exercise, downward dog push-up and a plank push-up. So a little demonstration here before the timer begins. We'll push back into that downward dog position and do a push-up here, and then come to that plank position and push up in that plank position. Again, downward dog push-up and plank push-up. Feel free, again, drop to the knees as needed to make this exercise work for you. So 7 seconds. On that next beep, we'll begin. Downward dog push-ups. So here we go, downward dog position, that vertical push-up, come to the plank, and push up again. Lift the hips, tuck the head, push up, and push up again. Again, come down to kneeling as you need to. Excellent. All right, into standing here, that chair squat and reach. So with this one, staying vertical with our squat and reach. So feet about shoulder width apart. As we sit down in that squat or chair position, we reach those arms up overhead and stand back up. Let's begin. Making sure you press back through your heels, stand up nice and tall, squeeze the glutes. Excellent. All right, stepping back into our warrior split stance. So open up the hips, turning the back foot. We're gonna start with those arms in warrior 2. We're gonna shift the weight forward, bringing those arms forward into triangle. And then as we push those that front leg straight, we'll tip back into reverse warrior. And we'll just flow from one position to the next. Again, reverse warrior, straight leg. As we come into that forward triangle, we bend that front knee, shifting the weight. And 2, 1, and to that other side. So again, stepping into that warrior position, arms in warrior 2. And that same thing, if you'd like to, feel free to go ahead and begin early, get a few more repetitions in, or 2, 1, and go with the time. And be intentional as you push back into that reverse warrior. Press that foot into the floor, bringing that leg straight. Excellent. All right, to the floor. A little bit of ab work here. So with this one, we'll take right elbow to left knee, and then right elbow to straight leg. So feel free to keep the legs, the opposite arm, touching the floor. It'll be a little easier. Or if you'd like to, holding that body up in this position here as you go from straight leg to knee tuck. Squeezing those abs, lifting the shoulder blades up off the floor with each movement. We'll go to the other side. So left elbow and right leg or right knee. Here we go. Go ahead and begin. Feeling those obliques pull you across to that leg. And 5, 4. Excellent. Back on our feet. This is where we will have that jumping exercise, that higher intensity exercise. So, low impact option, wide feet, hands up, our typical sunflower, pushing through the ground, standing back up with those wide arms. If you want to incorporate the jumping aspect, you'll start low and imagine yourself doing a jumping jack with that sunflower motion. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. 30 seconds here. Go ahead, collect yourself, grab some water if you'd like, and we'll go back and run through those 7 exercises one more time. So back to that downward dog push-up variation. So again, downward dog, and that vertical, that little elbow bend, and then lower the hips to plank for your push-up, either on your toes or on your knees. Beautiful. All right, back on our feet for that chair squat with the arm reach. So again, feet shoulder to hip width apart, and we squat and reach those arms up overhead, maintaining that slightly vertical position through the upper torso. Ten more seconds. And time. Stepping into that warrior stance for our warrior flow. So opening up the hips, turning that back foot into that nice, that decent split stance. And again, holding arms in warrior 2. And we shift forward, bending the front knee, simultaneously tipping forward into triangle, push back, straight leg, back to that reverse warrior, and just flowing from one position to the next. And we'll switch to the other side. Again, go ahead and begin right away if you'd like. And 4, 3, 2, begin. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down to the floor for that crunch. So starting right elbow and left knee into that straight leg kick. And intensify this as you'd like. Again, keeping the non-moving arm and leg on the floor or holding up in this cross position, getting more work through the abs and through the core. Leg reaching across. Excellent. Relax. Or if you'd like to, go right into that next side. So left elbow to right leg. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbow to knee. And then that straight leg lifting through the hip. More seconds. And time. Back on our feet. Our sunflower hop or sunflower jack. So again, feel free, low impact, arms, and just that basic squat up and down. But if you'd like to add in that high intensity element, start low here. As you come up overhead, hands together, feet together, and then back down. Sinking through the hips, making sure the hips go back behind the heels. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and 30 seconds is yours. Go ahead, grab water. We're gonna move into new exercises, a new series of exercises. As you take this little break, this will be our first exercise. Left foot forward, right foot back, into a typical split stance. Our arms will be up at a 90-degree position, forearms parallel to the floor. As we squat up and down, we'll squeeze our shoulder blades together. When you're ready, go ahead and join in with me here. Left foot forward. Again, pinch the shoulder blades. We squeeze and activate those upper back muscles. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Switch legs. So right foot forward, left foot back. This time arms are going to be up overhead. We're going to do a vertical pull down through our arms, through our back muscles. So as we lower down into our split squat, we use the back muscles to pull the elbows down to the back part of our hip bone. Ten more seconds. Make sure you squeeze those back muscles as you pull those elbows down. 2, 1, and we'll come to a downward dog position. This one's called downward dog mountain climber. A little different here than a typical mountain climber. So it'll be our downward dog, one leg extension. We're gonna do a knee tuck underneath our body, back to the leg extension, and then both feet down. So that way we can switch and alternate from right foot to left. So leg up, drop the hips, knee tuck, leg up, downward dog. Leg up, knee tuck, downward dog, leg up. time. All right, onto our stomachs here. Arms out in front of ourselves. This one's called Super V Squeeze. This one's very similar to a back extension, where we lift up, squeezing through the glutes and lifting the hamstring. We'll go ahead and begin, but we'll add in, as we lift, we're gonna squeeze those elbows just like we did with, or during, that split squat. So again, trying to lift through that hamstring, through the glute, hamstring to the ceiling. And relax. Staying on the floor here, side bridge. So this one, 2 points of contact, hand and that knee closest to the ground. We're gonna add in a little crunch or knee tuck with this one if you'd like. So feel free to start here in the bridge, arm up overhead in line with the body. If you'd like to, join me here, elbow to knee, keeping the leg elevated as we hold this side bridge position. Each time making sure that we squeeze the glutes and keep ourselves in that nice straight line. And 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll switch, other side. So hand and knee are our points of contact onto the floor. And again, arm up overhead in line with the body, squeeze the glutes. And if you'd like to start right away with that elbow to knee tuck, or feel free to hold that bridge as it is. Ten more seconds, and then our higher intensity exercise, burpee downward dog. All right, so starting in that downward dog position, you can either hop both feet to your hands, or you can take one step at a time. With this one, from downward dog, we'll step, and we'll stand up, reach to the ceiling, squat back down, replace the hands, and again, step back, downward dog. Or hop the feet and stand up. Each time making sure we push our hips up to the ceiling and tuck the head underneath our body for that downward dog. 2, 1, and 30-second rest. Awesome work. One more time through that series. We'll go back to the top. We'll start with that left leg forward, right foot back, and that horizontal arm, that horizontal back squeeze. So into that stance, 3, 2, 1, and we go. As we lower down, we pinch and squeeze the shoulder blades together. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Switch legs. This time, right foot forward, left foot back. Arms will be in that vertical position for that vertical pull down. And we'll begin here in 4, 3, 2, arms are up. And as we lower down, we pinch those shoulder blades together, pulling the arms down to the top of our hip bone. 5 more seconds. 2, 1. Excellent. To the floor for our downward dog mountain climber. So starting in that downward dog position, and we'll leg lift up, knee tuck, leg lift, and switch the feet, staying in that downward dog position. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And to the floor, lying on our stomachs for that Super V squeeze. So again, arms out in front of us. And as we lift those arms and the legs off the floor, we squeeze those elbows, we squeeze those back muscles as we pull our arms to our sides. Again, trying to keep the knees in a fixed position as we lift through the glutes. And time. To our first side bridge crunch. So again, on the hand, on the elbow, make sure you squeeze the glutes and push the hips forward so you're in that nice straight line. Again, feel free to hold just the side bridge if you'd like, or adding in that elbow to knee. And 10 more seconds. And switch. Other side. And 5, 4, 3, up in the bridge, 2, 1, and begin. Squeezing those abs, elbow to knee. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now our burpee downward dog. So again, starting in that downward dog position and either stepping your feet or hopping both feet to your hands. So into that downward dog position, 2, 1, and go. Step, step, and make sure you're in that nice squat position. Push through the ground as you stand up. And again, lowering yourself in that nice squat stance as well. And time. 30 seconds is yours. That is it for that series. Moving to our last 7 exercises here. A little more core and ab oriented. So we'll have some fun with this over the next, about 10 minutes. So we're gonna lead it off with a plank body saw. So forearm plank, and we'll be up on our toes. When we do this one, we shift our weight forward, kind of getting up on the toes and then pushing back. So we're shifting our body weight forward as if we are using our body to saw the floor below us. 10 more seconds, and we're back on our feet. And time. On our feet here, a reverse lunge with a twist. So if we step back with our left, we're going to turn to our right. So we'll step back into that lunge, warrior two arms, and we'll step back together and alternate to the other side. If you'd like to, you'll get a little better twist if you hold your arms out to the side the entire time. But that good rotation. Arms should stay at that same angle the whole time. Oops. And time. All right. This one, a hover. We're just gonna do a 30-second hover. Some of you have probably done this one before. We're gonna start in that tabletop position. And from here on the beep, we're going to press through our toes, lifting our knees up off the floor, about an inch or two off the ground. We're just gonna hold this position here. And on our second round, I'll introduce the variation. And 6 more seconds. And time. All right, come to our backs here. We're going to do a bridge. We're going to alternate legs with a marching option. So we'll start on the floor, and as we squeeze our glutes, lifting our hips up in the air, we'll lift one leg and return back to the floor and alternate from right to left. Really try to feel that pressure, heel pressed into the floor as you squeeze your glute and lift your hip to the ceiling. Ten more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Back on our feet. The airplane exercise. This one's very similar to a one-leg stiff-legged deadlift. We're gonna start with those arms up overhead, nice and tall. And then we are going to hinge at the hip, lifting one leg, balancing on the other, standing back up. With this one, as you hinge, you'll feel that stretch through the hamstring, and you'll squeeze the glute to stand you back up. And alternating from right to left. And time. All right. The next one on the floor here. In and out. So if you'd like to, the supported recline position, legs extended, we squeeze the knees in and we extend the legs out. We kind of have this accordion motion between our legs and our upper torso. If you'd like to make this a little more challenging, remove the hands and stay reclined under your own power and balance. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. On our feet, our high intensity exercise, crossover jack. So with this one, the crossover part comes into that squat where we reach down and across towards that opposite foot, right arm to left leg. So as we come up, we're in that typical jumping jack position, down, reach across, up, down, reach across. If you'd like to eliminate that jump, arms up overhead, squat, and reach. Arms up overhead, squat. You'll get that little twisting motion as you reach hand to ankle. And time. 30 seconds is yours. We're coming to the end of class. We have 3 minutes technically left in our time. If you do have to leave, that's completely understandable. I would like to go through one last time here. So if you can stick around with me, that'd be fantastic. But if not, thank you for joining me today for this fusion class. We'll come back to the floor here for our body saw in 3, 2, 1, and begin that rocking motion forward and backwards. Maintaining that plank position, 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back on our feet for that lunge twist. So again, that step back lunge, and we turn ourselves across that lead leg. Here we go. Takes me a little coordination with this.
Kind of glad you didn't pick up. I kind of just called to hear your voice.
Again, hands and chest follow the hand as you twist during that lunge.
I hope and I wish that you're doing okay.
10 more seconds.
Go back to the old days. Because I miss you.
3,
I just
2,
love you, so I
1.
call you to tell you.
All right, to that hover. If you'd like to hold the hover again, go ahead and do so. There is a variation to this one if you'd like to add it in. So this is called a bear kick through, B-E-A-R. So from that hover position, you'll lift right arm and left leg kicks out to the side underneath your body. And you return, twist, and do the same thing. If you can, reach out, touch your toe, and then rotate back. Again, you can always hover and hold that hover position, or add in that little rotation, that twist with that kick through. Excellent. All right, on the floor, that in and out exercise. So hands supported on the floor if you'd like, knees in and out, or at on your own strength and balance in that reclined position. Squeezing in and out. Halfway. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, laying on our backs here for that bridge, that marching bridge exercise. So again, lying on the floor, heels into the floor. And we press through our heel, squeezing our glutes simultaneously as we lift our hip and our leg up in the air. We're really trying to achieve that full extension through the hip. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And standing on our feet for that airplane. So that nice tall position with the arms reaching up to the ceiling. And we balance on one leg as we feel that stretch through the back of the leg. And we squeeze the glute to raise ourselves back to standing. Trying to keep the chest, knee, and fourth toe stacked on top of each other as we hinge over our hips. 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Last and final exercise, that crossover jack. Remember, if you'd like to, stay in that squat position and squat, reach for that opposite ankle, and each time bringing those hands back to the ceiling. Or that high intensity exercise with that jumping jack aspect. Making sure we squat, dropping the tailbone to the floor. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. That is it. Excellent job, everyone. We are over our time for about three minutes or so, but we'll do just a little brief, quick little cool down here as we wrap up our session today. So into some forward folds, our overhead reach, just like we did at the beginning. So that nice arm swing up over top, hold yourself at the hips, sweep the floor, and stand back up. And we'll do one more here. Down and push through the ground, stand back up. And bring those arms to our sides, and one side at a time, little lateral flexion. So that nice reach to the side, up overhead. And making sure we do an equal number to each side. If you need to use something next for balance, we'll do our quad stretch. So pulling the heel up to the glutes, holding it with our hand, and if we need to, pushing that kneecap behind ourselves for a little deeper stretch through the quad. And release, and we'll switch to the other side. Same thing. And release. Nice wide stance here. And we'll just shift our weight and hold. So shifting the weight, bending one knee and holding. And we'll shift that weight to the other side. And stand it back up. And last little cool down stretch here. We'll come to the floor into downward dog for a little bit of TLC for the calf muscles as well. So once you're in that downward dog position, go ahead and pedal your feet. Lifting, relaxing one leg, pressing the opposite heel to the floor, and alternating from right to left. And when you're ready, go ahead and stand up. And that is it for today's class. Thanks everyone for joining today. I hope you liked. This will be my second installment of Fusion, a second workout. I know we've done a couple others in the past, but yeah, second new variation. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed this routine today, enjoyed your Fusion workout, and I hope to see you again in the next live class that I teach next week. So yeah, until then, make sure you hydrate, eat some good calories, and at some point, do some more stretches. But that is it for me. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Can you hear me now?